Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s. South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy FI series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
Now, don't go away, because next on CBS Radio's Comedy Time are those two zany characters of many characters, Bob and Ray.
Now, from coast to coast, Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding are proud to present the, now I knew it when we started. The CBS Radio Network. Okay, fellas, take the whistles out in the hall, please. We want to keep the air as fresh as possible in here for the next 15 minutes because it's an important show.
Did you see Mary Magoon when you came in today wearing a Martha Washington costume?
What for?
I don't know. This is not an anniversary of any kind, is it?
Well, she's over in makeup now. When she comes in, we can probably ask her what that's all about.
Because we are wearing our makeup today. You were made up, I believe, as Hans Conried, is it?
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Edward G. Robinson makeup.
And Joe Cabibbo, our sound man, is attired in a Mickey Rooney suit.
You going to give us a little Rooneyana a little bit later, Joe?
And Mr. Alonzo is attired...
He's dressed as Joe Alonzo today, isn't he?
That's too bad. We'll probably have to fix that one of these days.
There's a new haircut.
Well, our bird is much better, and his talking is coming along wonderfully. We were...
Famously, I like to say.
Incidentally, Bob, I was talking with the bird lady this morning, and she's going to come by and identify some birds for us.
That'll be good. Haven't heard you remember her. Yeah.
She and her husband have a wonderful act. They're trying to more or less round it into shape to... tour with it in nightclubs, and we'll give them a try here on the air one of these days.
Okay.
Now, who were you dressed as? I'm trying to remember.
Edward G. Robinson.
I forget. Now, it isn't a very good job, Bob, at all.
No?
No.
He's a good dresser. I thought it would make me look kind of smart.
And Dick Cowan is dressed as that Dame May Whitty?
No, that's Tom Sheehy, our engineer.
Oh, he's dressed as. Oh, and
it's all kind of confusing. This little game we play.
Cribier's is Jane Withers' hat on.
Who does?
Cribier's.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we're all set then to do the program, whatever it is. And the first thing we want to do is bring down from the lectern the great Bob and Ray hospitality book and read some of the comments.
I wonder, Wilbur Conley, young squirt who works for us, if you would mind going to the rear of the auditorium, taking the great hospitality book from its lectern and bringing it down here to the stage.
You know it, Patio. Now, great ceremony. Mr. Conley has taken a great book from the lectern and is bringing it down to the Bobbin-Ray desk. The book has a chain attached to it so no one will steal it. And
just place it right here, Wilbur, please.
There. Now we can read some of the comments of guests who have been here in our studio.
Well, here's one from Lucius Gans of 1694 Tupper Street, Mayberry, Vermont. Lucius signs in and says, what with all the tomfoolery that's going on in Washington, I'd have to say that the D.C. in Washington would have to mean dubious Congress. P.S. Addressed to all New Yorkers, this is, suggest that we all hang chains out of our windows during thunderstorms.
One says, your Webley Webster is conceited, and I think the way he stands in front of the great Bobbin-Ray mirror, primping and combing his hair throughout the show is shocking and ill-mannered. This is signed by Mrs. Wanda Maynard.
Webley, do you want to comment on that at all?
Well,
they do stand and kind of primp during the...
I guess I'm guilty of that, but I'm so conscious of looking nicely during the program, just in case of some type of pictures.
It's the case of what?
Just in case
somebody takes pictures, I know, but they haven't taken any pictures here for weeks.
No. Well, I'll try to guard against that.
Well, okay. And then here's an item in the form of a question. Do we get valuables back before we leave today, or do we have to call the cops on our spokesman in the audience?
Somebody with a wonderful sense of humor. Here's another one that says, you guys may be funny on the radio, but I bet you're miserable at home.
Oh, now that's typical of the unsigned things in the guest book.
Well, that's not true. I mean, we're not only miserable at home, but we're miserable here, too. And I think that was uncalled for.
Hey, here's a good one. I guess we should really take this up later. Said I have some information on the whereabouts of Smelly Dave, your great missing dead whale.
What's that?
Meet me tonight at 10 p.m. near the change booth of the T station. I'll give you more information. Bring cash, preferably in small bills, signed an old whaler.
Well, Bob, do you have any idea what the penalty is for whale napping?
I don't know, but it should be fairly important, imposing penalty, I should think.
I would think so, because that's a valuable piece of upland caribou that's missing from our...
Well, before we conclude today, before we leave the air, we hope to hear from the detective that we put on the trail of Dave. He said he might call in if he got to Albany.
It's Gumshoe Flaherty.
So now I think, Wilbur, you can take the great hospitality book back to its position at the head of the center aisle. What's that?
You know it, Daddy.
All right, and there he goes. Back to the lectern. The hospitality book once again is closed until another day.
Now then,
he carries that almost as easily as he can carry a Columbia Stereophonic high-fidelity portable phonograph.
That's right. And you don't have to put a chain on that either, although maybe you should, because they're so desired that somebody may try to take it from your den and move it into another room. But anyway, these are wonderful. As you know, we've been talking about them for several weeks now. And just to go over a few of the more cogent points again, the prices start at $24.95. That's the start of the Columbia Portable, the price, that is. You can thrill to the excitement of Stereo One, Columbia #1 in the wonderful world of sound. And there's a selection of 7 new portables in smart color combinations. There's more quality, more features, more styling built into the new Columbia Portables than ever before. Now, here's my announcer.
Yes, sir, what Ray says is right. Columbia Portables are economical, and prices start at $24.95. You see them at your Columbia dealer today. Welcome now to Who Wants to Know, and hello, junior citizen. This is Hartley Shorecroft, your moderator here on Who Wants to Know, and today's guest is the eminent educator Merle Murchison. We'll start things off with you in the first row there.
Nat Lafferty, 17, George Road, Science and Trade.
What's your question, Nat?
Mr. Murchison, what's in store for us?
For who?
For us.
Oh, well, I don't know what's in store for you. Are you speaking for the group, or are you interested in knowing what's in store for yourself as an individual?
I'm speaking for myself, Mr. Murchison. I want to know what's in store for me.
Well, what are you going to do after the program is over, Nat?
Well, I'm going to Larchmont. That's where I live.
Well, then you pretty much know what's in store for you, Nat. You're going home to Larchmont.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Murchison. That's about what I want to know.
All right, and now the young chap with the pipe in the third row. That's right.
Andrew Axelrod, 15, Bailey Textile and Manual Trade.
What's your question, Manuel?
Mr. Murchison, do you think rock and roll music can hurt our generation?
Well, I've seen instances of it, Textile. I've been through hospital wards, and...
Sheila Buncher, 15, Truesdale Manual General. Excuse me for interrupting.
That's all right. Go ahead, General Buncher.
I think that when Andrew Axelrod, 15, of Bailey Textile Manual Trades meant was that he didn't mean could we get hurt from jumping around. He meant could it get us crazy or something like that.
Well, I was trying to answer Manuel Truesdale when you interrupted.
Mr. Murchison, Larry Mansfield, 17, Grover Douglas School.
Go ahead, Doug.
Mr. Murchison, as you know, Grover Douglas is a fine school.
Go on, Grover.
But recently, I've been thinking of transferring either to a Lewis and Clark Needle Trades or Millard Fillmore Music and Art.
Well, Clark, what advantage does Lewis Needles have over, say, General Manual?
Well, Mr. Murchison, they got a swimming pool for one thing, and all the classrooms have windows.
And you say you're currently attending Dick Clark High. Well, that's about all the time we have on Who Wants to Know. Thank you, eminent educator Daily Trades, for the fiasco we've had here, and so long, junior citizens. And this is Millard Fillmore bidding you goodbye.
Dum-dum-de-dum-dum. Nice feature, huh?
Yeah.
I have no idea how much time we have remaining. Would you hold up the great, huge sign, please? Wonderful.
Yeah, approximately that, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it would almost be time, I guess, to call in our poetry friend.
Yeah. Come on over, Charles, and sit down.
Now, round the corner and up your street comes your friendly poet-philosopher, Charles, bringing with him a few memories of yesteryear from the dusty, tattered pages of his poetry scrapbook. Charles.
Hello, everybody. Once on a cloud, I saw your face. Here in my heart, your memory haunts the sky of cloudless azure. But ever and on through countless countless eons of uncluttered love, my heart is hollow, my eyes are dim, my heels are run down. And I'm filled with remorse. And I'm filled with remorse, remembrance, regret, and I can't go on.
Once again, someday soon, Charles, your friendly poet-philosopher, will be...
Once on a cloud.
No, isn't the day, Charles. Tune in soon when once again Charles will come around the corner with his dusty, tattered manuscript. Until that time, Charles leaves you with
So long now.
Doesn't look like we're going to hear from Sylvester L. Gumshoe Flaherty, our detective.
I don't think we have enough time. Well, maybe so, if we could see if he's on the wire. He's supposed to call in. Maybe he will. How about that for a break, huh?
That was very
Wonderful.
good. Hello.
Hi.
Is this Gumshoe?
Yeah.
Bob and Ray here.
Right, I'm in Albany.
What have you discovered? Have you got any leads on Dave?
Perkins sang like a bird.
What's that?
I say, Perkins up here really sang.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah. I think I got a pretty good lead now, and this guy Schrank is some apple.
Well, he's all right. He's worked for us for some time.
Last I heard he's down North Carolina somewhere.
Well, that's where Dave was supposed to be, you know.
I have a leg man following Schrank around, so I think
you're wasting your time there, Gum. I think maybe if you just tried to find some definite evidence as to who has taken Dave, it would be better than to go after Schrank.
You trying to tell me how to conduct this?
No.
Well,
you know how to be a detective. But...
Yeah. Okay, then, look, the money, you want to just put it in my account?
Well, we'll discuss that. I think it's time for us to go.
Yeah, we really have to run along. It's been fun. We'll see you all again tomorrow. Until then, this is Ray Goulding reminding you to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you to hang by your thumbs.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
21st Precinct, a.k.a. 21st Precinct and 21st Precinct, was a police drama broadcast on CBS Radio from July 7, 1953 to July 26, 1956. It was initially a summer replacement for My Friend Irma. The program was produced in cooperation with the Patrolmen's Benevolent Association of the City of New York and presented adaptations from true criminal records in New York. From the policeman's point of view. Historically, the 21st Precinct had been located near Gramercy Park in Manhattan, but in 1929 the department reorganized the precinct numbering, and the 21st designation was dropped from use. No such precinct existed during the show's run, nor does a 21st exist today. However, the fictional precinct's territory corresponds closely to that of the Upper East Side's 23rd Precinct as it has existed since 1929. Stanley Niss was the producer, writer, director. The role of Precinct Captain Frank Kennelly was played by Everett Sloan for the first 109 episodes and briefly in episode 135. During episode 109, Captain Frank Kennelly was promoted to Deputy Inspector and reassigned out of the 21st Precinct. He was replaced by Captain Cronin James Gregory, 1955-56, and Les Damon, 1956. Other cast regulars were Ken Lynch as Lieutenant Matt King, Harold Stone as Sergeant Waters, Jack Arissa as Sergeant Collins, and Santos Ortega as Lieutenant Gorman. The program's announcer began the program's opening each week. 21st Precinct. It's just lines on a map of the city of New York. Most of the 173,000 people wedged into the 9/10 of a square mile between Fifth Avenue and the East River wouldn't know, if you asked them, that they lived or worked in the 21st. Whether they know it or not, the security of their persons, their homes, and their property is the job of the men of the 21st. At that point the lead actor would complete the introduction. The 21st Precinct. 160 patrolmen, 11 sergeants and 4 lieutenants of whom I'm the boss. My name is Kennelly. Frank Kennelly. I'm captain in command of the 21st. Art Hanna, Bob Hill, and Hugh Holder were the program's announcers. The series was produced by John Ives. It was usually directed and written by Stanley Niss. Another source lists Niss as producer. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.